No matter what you think, despite what you may have been taught, a library isn't just books. Certainly the Peabody Institute library isn't. The Peabody Institute library has grown into a community center bursting with activity. Yes, Peabody's libraries are still places where you can check out books, but they are also places where you can attend a lecture or listen to a story. Places for young children to develop a love for reading and learning, or for adults to browse through the latest issue of a favorite magazine. And you can thank one man for it all. In 1852, George Peabody gave to what was then the town of Danvers a gift of $20,000 to establish a lyceum and free library. Already the city of Peabody's most prominent citizen and a renowned philanthropist in both America and Europe, Peabody saw education as a debt owed future generations. And so, with that in mind, the Peabody Institute Library was created. Since then, the library has undergone many changes. In 1978, the main library was completely renovated and a new wing was added for much-needed space. However, some things haven't changed. The library is still governed by a board of trustees, the only elected board remaining in the city. And although the trustees' room was painstakingly dismantled and moved to the new wing during the renovation period, the historic meeting place still remains true to the structure's original architecture. While the library is so much more than books, it is also much more than a building. It is about people and a community. And nowhere is that more evident than at the branch libraries. Not only do the branches have a different look, they feel different. A visit to the South Branch gives one a strong sense of family because the branch has been a stable presence in the community for so many years. Many of the older patrons brought their children here years ago, and those same children are now returning with their own little ones. It's a bond that is hard to break. The West Branch is vibrant and energetic, and it too is frequented by young families. But where the South Branch represents consistency, the West Branch symbolizes change. After all, the West Branch has undergone location changes several times over the years, most recently moving into this brand new facility in 1990. Despite their differences, the branch libraries both display fierce community spirit as evidenced by groups known as the Friends of the Library. Strictly a branch phenomenon, their primary goal is to raise funds for programming, but they often do more. The Friends of the South Branch were responsible for the dedication of this Story Hour room in memory of Mary Cullen, a young woman who had given so much of herself to the children of the South Branch. George Tulunis is another who believes in doing for others. A West Peabody resident, Mr. Tulunis brings flowers to the branch twice a week just because it makes him feel good. These are all people who, maybe without realizing it, are carrying on the legacy of the man whose love of education made the library and its services all possible. George Peabody also loved children. So it was only natural that one of the most exciting areas in the library is the children's room. Offering materials for kids all the way up to the age of 13, the children's room contains all kinds of books, magazines, and even puppets, guaranteed to satisfy the most discriminating of tastes. And the library outdoes itself with creative children's programming, offering the youngsters the chance to interact with their peers and with caring, supportive adults. Increased pressures and demands of society have made raising a child today especially challenging. So the library provides parents with an information center conveniently located within the children's room. The Parent Shelf is a highly specialized area, housing a collection of materials devoted to a variety of family issues such as divorce, death and dying, and child safety. Once a child has outgrown the children's room, they are ready for the young adult section. There are plenty of leisure reading materials available, fiction and nonfiction, to accommodate a teenager's increasingly diverse tastes. Because schoolwork becomes more demanding at this level, many of the nonfiction works complement subjects being taught at school. Plus, we offer books on college and career choices along with a collection of college catalogs to help make those important decisions a little easier. As was George Peabody, the library staff is committed to the education of children, often joining forces with the schools and teachers. Book talks, like this one given at the Burke School, encourage students to use the library.
Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever asked my side of the story. I am Alexander T. Wolf. Here he is. You can call me Al.
When the new library opened back in 1854, it did so without a reference library. But a generous gift in 1867 by Eliza Sutton created the Sutton Room in memory of her son. Magnificent for its time, the Sutton Room now serves as a source of material for local historians. And it lays the groundwork for the state-of-the-art reference facility in operation today. One of the reasons the reference library is so advanced is a computer called InfoTrack, the modern-day version of the Reader's Guide to the Periodicals. Coupled with a staff-operated computer terminal at the reference desk, desired articles and topics can be found more quickly. An interesting accompaniment to the references department at the main library is the genealogy room. Here you will find an abundance of materials to aid you in your quest for family history. Had enough research? Then take a look at what the Adult Services Department has to offer. Whether it's cooking or child rearing that interests you, Adult Services has books on every subject imaginable. Escape in one of our travel guides or choose a book on tape to help make your commute just a little less stressful.
"1801. I have just returned from a visit to my landlord.
Bring a piece of the library home with you and enjoy a tape from our expanding video selection. Or attend one of the library's interesting and informative programs.
And it's just, for me, there's something, I went for a walk with Sam the other day, my nephew, and pretended that I was lost. And I said, I don't know how to get you home now, Sam. And he led me through the neighborhood with me protesting, is this your house? Is this your house? And we were laughing. And it was just to think of, it's really sad to think of people who can't get pleasure from playing with a child, as long as you only do it when you want to, and it's not like you.
The most familiar section of the library is the circulation desk, the place where books are checked in and out. In addition to processing library materials, the circulation staff is also available to assist you in finding a particular book or an answer to any question. Plus, the main library stores back copies of newspapers on microfilm so you can have fun checking out a particular day in history or even your birthday. While the branch libraries have most everything the main library offers, they lack one important characteristic: history. The main library is loaded with history, ranging from the building itself to historical artifacts permanently on display. Especially worth exploring is the priceless miniature of Queen Victoria, a gift to our own George Peabody from the Queen herself. And the library is home to a rare collection of prints from John Audubon, currently being restored. Unseen at the main library is a department area called Technical Services. Working hard, deep in the basement, are the people who are responsible for much of the organization you find upstairs. Not only do they order and catalog all materials, among other things, but they even repair books. So you see, the library is a whole lot more than books. It's as much about people and community as it is its quality facilities. It's also about George Peabody, a man whose own life positively influenced the lives of so many others, including yours. So visit your local libraries. It's a way of saying thank you to all the people who have given so much to repay the debt of education to future generations.